emerging economy is infrastructural development. Specifically, the movement of goods and persons from one point to another is becoming very cumbersome, if not hazardous. The federal government, in recognition of the fact there is a desired need for transformation of Nigerian railway system into a more dynamic and functional one, encourage the use of rail to reduce the road traffic congestion problems and open up the sector to private sector investment to reduce its burden on the federal government. The federal government in 2017 entered into agreement with General Electric, a US-based company, under the rehabilitation and concession of Western and Eastern rail lines to connect Aba, Rivers, Lagos, Oyo, Ogun, Kwara, Kaduna, Katsina, Enugu, Bauchi, Gombe, Plateau, Borno, Yobe, Kano states. And while the western lines of about 1,120 kilometers from Lagos to Kano and to Nguru, 230 kilometers, Fontoa, 100 kilometers, Karunadama, 121 kilometers. The eastern lines are from Port Harcourt to Kaduna, 915 kilometers, Maiduguri, 709 kilometers, and just 35 kilometers. In spite of the fact that the rails are more efficient in haulage of bulk loads over long distances in environmental and economic ease, including cargoes and petroleum products, the sector suffers a neglect, especially the Eastern Rail Line, which commenced in Port Harcourt in Rivers State, passing through Abia, Enugu, Benue, Kogi, Kaduna, Kano, Gombe, and even in Cross River, and terminates into Maiduguri, Borno State. And this can also enter into from Maiduguri to Nguru, from Nguru to Hadeja, and Hadeja back to Kano. And it will be making it the largest single rail network in Nigeria, which passes the 5 political zones. Eastern Railway Line had been denied a similar attention given to Lagos Western Rail Line in spite of the fact that investigation revealed that Eastern Rail Line remains the most lucrative route in Nigeria. More disturbed that in spite of being the most lucrative route in Nigeria and a distance of 1,402 kilometers passing through Aba in Abia State, the commercial nerve center of the Southeast is regrettably left in comatose condition, resulting in Nigerian Railway Corporation losing at least 10.4 billion each year since 2004, totaling about 63 billion in the past 6 years. Despite the colossal loss of revenue on this corridor and the attendant economic benefit that will be accrued, the commencement of rehabilitation and concession of the Eastern Rail Lines as entered by the executive had not been taken up, like that of Western Corridor, with 2 to 3 different companies, EG Transit and its consulting partners, which include Sino Hydro of China, Dutch-based APM terminals, for unexplained reasons. The federal government, the Federal Executive Council is yet to give approval for the commencement, which leaves not just the government as losers, but almost the host communities in the rail line from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. Non-existence of airports or land ports in the whole of Abia State, which is high volume of commercial activities, it has posed a serious hindrance to export and import activities, a situation that would have necessitated a prioritized consideration and commencement of concession agreements, especially in consideration that the Senate has approved loans for the infrastructure development. We resolved the executive prioritizing the commencement of the rehabilitation and concession agreement for the Eastern Corridor in recognition of its huge revenue potential to the national economy and for movement of people to reduce the burden on the depopulated roads in the axis. Mandate its Committee on Transport to interface with the relevant ministries and agencies to executive to facilitate the commencement of Eastern Corridor. Mandate its Committee on Compliance to ensure that the compliance and report back to the Senate in 3 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. President, my colleagues, this is a very simple thing. Since the Senate had approved 22 billion, I think it would be right that Eastern Rail Line should be included. Anybody excluding it is not to the benefit of the people and not for the benefit of the economy. We are talking about diversifying the economy. Everything in Nigeria could be manufactured in Aba. There's nothing that this country wants to manufacture that cannot be manufactured in Aba in Abia State. From automobile to motor parts to hardware and to cars. So even they can manufacture people like leader. Mr. President, I so submit.
Senator Orji Uzor Kalu.